All right, let's cross over to the county of Kericho, a region that is expected to this year host the Mashujaa Day celebrations. Friday it is, and today Simon Achola is on the ground. Achola, good afternoon.
Well, thank you very much, Irina Mchuma, there back at Broadcasting House. We are actually at what everyone else here calls the historic Kapkatet Stadium, and this is the venue of this year's Universal Health Coverage Conference. And this, of course, this is a side activity that is ongoing, the build-up to this year's Mashujaa Day celebration. Of course, yesterday, the UHC conference was officially opened by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. However, today, there are issues that are actually being discussed, and on table today is the issue of digitization of health systems in the country, and of course a number of issues are arising from that discourse. Key among them is, of course, the security of data of patients that actually be streaming in various hospitals across the country, and the discourse has been around in terms of the regulation of policies and systems that will ensure that indeed this data is protected, and also they are also discussing the issue, especially the safety of the data when it comes to sharing with various partners, and especially when patients are actually seeking medical attention outside the country or from different institutions, from different health institutions, from the institutions they first sought treatment from. The other issue that has actually been on course is the issue of ensuring that Wanjiku can actually understand the need to actually digitize data in various health institutions across the country, and how they will actually navigate in terms of ensuring that indeed the common man at the very basic level of the community structures understand and embrace the need to actually have data collected. So far, Irene, what is also coming out is the fact that different institutions in the country have different data on various ailments, health and health conditions, and what have you, and they are talking about the need to actually converge all this data so that then the country can actually work on policies and address issues based advised from the data that is actually available. And case in point, there's one speaker who actually talked about the issues that we get on a daily basis in our media. In the media, there are a number of issues that actually come up. For instance, someone saying today that about 100 people die daily in the country out of accidents. Another person also coming up and saying that another 100 people die daily as a result of cancer. And another, of course, statistics coming up that another hundreds of people actually die because of HIV and related cases. Then cumulatively, when you put together, you find that this is quite a high number, that probably in 10 days or a month, then we are not supposed to be having anyone in Kenya. But what they are talking about is that they need to actually ensure that they digitize data so that then there'll be no duplicity of information from various health facilities or where people are actually trying to get information. The other key issue, Irene, just as I wound up, is the issue of digital infrastructure. They are actually calling on the government. The government has actually spelled out its program in terms of ensuring that they lay out the infrastructure needed to ensure that there's a digitization of health facilities, but more importantly also that indeed the infrastructure that they're actually putting in place is able to actually accumulate or accommodate all these facilities and all the information that is actually needed. Key other thing that they've actually talked about is standardization. One speaker actually talking about the need to ensure that the standards must be put in place so that then when one institution is actually talking about malaria, another institution also talking about the very same ailment, the information must be in tandem so that then, of course, it does not cause confusion and put those who actually want to use the data at a crossroads in terms of actually deducing what the data means. So basically, Irene Mchuma, that is what is actually happening on today here. And of course, the next speaker is PS Kisiangani. Of course, we'll be keeping tabs on exactly what he will be talking about. And of course, no doubt, we'll be feeding our listeners and viewers in our subsequent bulletin. Back to you, Irene.
Thank you, Achola. Achola Simon, taking part in the Universal Healthcare conference in Kericho County ahead of the Mashujaa Day celebration. This year's theme will be coined around universal healthcare coverage, with the government aiming to ensure Kenyans get healthcare services at their doorsteps.